Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. It's Saturday, June 12th. The latest SBA data has been released. This includes EIDL loans, EIDL grants, both targeted and supplemental. I'll do a recap of last week's approvals, including the percentage of approvals, and our prediction for this coming week. How many new approvals will we see, both for targeted, supplemental, and EIDL loans? This is a quick but important update today. Thanks so much for tuning in and subscribing. I hope you're having a great weekend. Be sure to watch until the end. Let me dive right in. We just put up this post with all of the numbers I'm about to talk about. The link is right in the description. It has all of the new data, including the growth rates for targeted EIDL grants, supplemental EIDL grants, the polls we conducted this past week, and the EIDL loan approval numbers. So here's the latest report on targeted EIDL advances. There are now over 163,000 targeted EIDL advance approvals. That's an increase of 15% over the past week. The previous week, you can see right here, there were around 142,000. Now it is up to 163,000, an increase of about 22,000. 15% growth rate. That's the largest growth rate we've seen since we've been tracking this over the past 6 weeks. You can see beginning of May, 90,000 approvals. Last week, 141,000 approvals. The average growth rate, 12%. Last week, 15%. So, like I predicted, there has been an increase in approvals. It is not where it should be, but it is a start, and there are probably two main reasons for this. Number one, the SBA realizes they need to pick up the pace. Around 5% of the funding for the targeted EIDL grant program has been distributed. It has been almost 6 months since the $20 billion was set aside for business owners. Maybe 7-8% has been doled out. At this pace, it'll be 2025 before this funding is distributed. That's nuts when you think about it. So they are picking up the pace. The second thing they've done is they're inviting new people to apply for targeted and supplemental EIDL grants. Of course, I talked about that last week. I showed you some of the emails. This is for people who've applied for EIDL loans in 2021 who didn't get in the queue last year for EIDL grants from 1,000 to 10,000. Now they are saying, okay, new folks who've applied for loans, if we think you may qualify for the targeted or supplemental, we will invite you. You can fill out your information, which includes month-by-month revenue, and you'll get a shot at the full 10K, and if that goes well, the extra 5K. Okay, 15K is on the line here. That's why I spend a lot of time talking about this. But this is the good news. We predicted around 17,000 approvals this coming week, but because the growth rate increased, there were close to 22,000 approvals this coming week. Now, I'm going to be an optimist here and say that this coming week, I predict we will see close to 30,000 targeted EIDL grant approvals. Again, I'm calling it right now, so that should put the total number at around 190,000 approvals. So I'm hoping when we look at this number a week from now, it'll be between 190,000 approvals and 200,000 approvals with, let's say, close to $2 billion in targeted advance funds distributed. That will be 10% of the total targeted advance funds, and it would be a big milestone, 10th of the way there, still a long way to go. You know, on this post, like I've shown in the past, you can see every single state's number of approvals and approval growth rate. This is right at the link in the description as well. And on the free Skip app, Hello Skip in the App Store and Google Play. Please spread the word, share the app with a friend. It makes such a huge difference. Our mission is to bring information, data, and services to you. The more people who know about Skip, the more we can do. Speaking of, we just put this up yesterday. Digital COVID-19 Certificate, what you need to know. Europe has been doing a lot here. The US is a little bit behind, but Europe issued an EU COVID certificate last week, basically a QR code that authenticates if you've been vaccinated or have a negative test. We go over what's included, how it will help, what about those who are not vaccinated, countries who are using a COVID certificate or passport at the moment, and will the US be next? There's a lot of poll data. The country is a bit divided, although many people are in favor of something like this. It will give people peace of mind, and it'll help individuals and small business owners continue to go about their daily lives. That's up on the app and blog, a piece by our writer Dan. Let me go back to the data. Good news with supplemental too. We're almost at 100,000 supplemental targeted advance approvals with around $500 million allocated. That is also a big jump, a jump of 17% over the past week, around 14,000 new approvals. So it's coming along. Of course, you can see your state here and see how you're doing, see how things are going overall. Finally, the poll we did last week, if you applied for an EIDL loan increase, Have you received it? Almost 5,500 votes. 91% of you have said, no, you have not seen an EIDL loan increase. I said in yesterday's video, I really think the SBA needs to do a better job setting expectations. It is not difficult to say, okay, we have 200 loan officers. They can do 100 loan approvals per week each. Therefore, we can approve 20,000 businesses on average per week. You are number 100,000 in the queue. Therefore, we expect you may find out in about 5 weeks, 6 weeks, etc. They can overestimate, but at least give an indication. They should have all of this. Your loan application number, when you apply, tells you where you are in the queue, and the SBA can do some simple math. To build something like that would take no more than half a day. I'm pretty confident we could do something like that in a couple hours. So I hope they really consider doing that. For all of you watching, you're wondering, am I going to find out tomorrow, 2 weeks, 2 months, or longer? I think that would go a huge way. I think the fundamental problem is loan officers. Take a look at this here. EIDLs that have been approved, 3,802,068. This is this past week's data. Now here's what it was the week before, 3,799,000. Over the course of a week, only around 3,000 EIDLs approved. It is unclear if the loan increases are included in this or not. I'm not sure, but still it's a very low number. And we know the fundamental problem is the EIDL loan increases. Administrator Guzman did a great job quickly saying we're going to increase the limit, but what that has done is given people a lot of hope at this point in time, but that's about it. So I do hope the pace picks up. I'll keep you posted there. Most importantly, thanks so much for watching and subscribing. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.